Welcome back once again, my people, to the Reggae Boyz Weekly. I see the people them in the comment section. I say we're late. Yo, people, trust me. Normally, I am not a late person. Late by 5 minutes, no form of excuse in that regard. Whenever I go out or meet people in general, like I always like to reach like 5 minutes before, maybe even 10 minutes before, 30 minutes before, or before. Like I'm willing to wait it out, brother. I get me. I say because I'm just not like late. So sorry for that, people. No excuse for that, as I said. But once again, people, big up on yourself. We have some hot and pressing as well as some gunning topics to talk about today as it pertains to the national team and Leon Bailey as well. So stick around for the topics surrounding Leon Bailey and his future with the Reggae Boyz team, as well as with Aston Villa. We're also going to talk about Steve McClaren, recently appointed as the coach of the Reggae Boyz team, which is the national team, and the mandate is for him to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, which will be held in North America. And I say North America because it consists of the host nations consist of United States, Mexico, and Canada as well. And we're going to talk about Dujuan Richards and his recent surgery. Whisper will be out for about approximately 6 weeks or over 6 weeks. But before we get into the topics, Dicanio, big up yourself. How is everything, Mr. Arsenal?
Go on, fam. Start to play tomorrow morning, so we have to wake up early for that. Happy for the Prem season, and just to make you guys know as well, from early out in the stream, we will be doing Prem content. You see me? So just like on our Reggae Boyz Weekly, we will be doing Premier League content. We're going to get on fans, not only from Jamaica, we're going to get on fans from all around the world as well. Because we are a we love Premier League as Jamaicans. So we're going to implement that. We used to do it long before, but them time they never know we. We used to get on people from Ireland, people from all around the world, right? But you never know them time. So we're going to use the opportunity and use the platform we have now to get on a whole lot of people from all around the world. And we can make this thing grow, right? We want the Premier League talking points to be the same, and the love for the Premier League to be the same as it is for Reggae Boyz. So we can expect that from us as well.
Yeah, and to touch on like international fans, fans will support Ipswich, fans will support like teams like Bournemouth. We're in connection with fans for some of those respective clubs, so we're definitely going to have some of those fans on for the next upcoming season. But let me just ask you about Arsenal real quick. You think you guys will win the Prem next season?
That is a must, dog. That is a must, bro. Them boy they name sitting already in a dog. Them boy they name Manchester City. Them not ready for me this year, dog. My side full of aura, my side full of defense, my side full of everything, fam. Dog, just go and I'm gonna season this season, bro. Believe me when I tell you I'm gonna season. Cause it start off perfectly, the City go win Community Shield. Them know say the one thing that them go do. They can't win Community Shield and want win league, brother. I Community Shield curse that, bro, from day one. So just believe, bro.
So every time City win the Community Shield, them like lose the league title?
No, not them. Anybody will win the Community Shield over the past 7 years, lose the title, brother. Do not win the Community Shield if you want to win the title. Simple that.
Alright. Yeah, but bro, people, also stick around for this week's Punk of the Week. We're gonna tell you guys who the Punk of the Week is at the end of the show. I reveal to you guys who the Punk of the Week is. But let me just give you guys the quick intro and we'll head into the topics. It's time to rise up. Seven, take your place. Rise up, shine like the sun. Rise up. Your journey has just begun. Rise up. Big deal, Len. Big up yourself. Corey Scarniff in from early Oxford with a winning start. Greg almost pull off an assist. Big up to Greg Lee playing in the championship now. Owen, big up yourself. So the first thing I want to talk about is Dujuan Richards. Big up to Smurf as well. So Whisper recently underwent a surgery on his knee. He was plaguing an injury from I think 2022. MG said it was. And he recently did a operation on his knee. So, speedy recovery to Dujuan. Approximately out for over 6 weeks, I believe it is. And as you can see, this is Whisper after the surgery in good spirits. I wouldn't say it's a long road to recovery, but it seems long. When you're injured, especially at this young age, it's like you always want to be playing football. So to be on bed rest, not being able to train or anything like that, it seems long. You know what I mean? Because you're not in and around the training facility until you get up to par, and then you can go back to training and in the weight room or whatever the case is. But as I'm saying, big up to Whisper, speedy recovery to the youngster. In his comment section, you have persons, giving him that support. MG says speedy recovery. Somebody said what happened to him. I think folks would have explained. This is his teammate saying, get back soon, my brother. Yeah. Wounds heal, bro. Just take time. Speedy recovery, Dujuan. That's from CFC Nathan. So obviously a Chelsea fan. Jimmy J Morgan saying soon back, bro. Shamar Nicholson with the prayer hands. Kahim Dixon as well. Kyle Butler. Jetty Music. But the kind of what you think about this operation for Whisper and his future surrounding this recent surgery?
Yeah, bro, it was imminent. And we did tell everyone as well that he did not do the surgery as yet, because a whole lot of people were saying, even way back then, say him not get selected in the side because him do surgery and he might recover. One bag of fake news did have around, and I told you guys that he never did the surgery as yet. And he come out what he said him actually did the surgery. And yeah, the recovery is imminent, right? So we wish him a speedy recovery. However, one thing I want to touch upon though, and he's not the only person from Phoenix that has gotten these types of injuries. Right, there are quite a few of them, including the goalkeeper Bernard and others as well, where they might pick up these knee injuries. And it's not anything bad on Phoenix, but I do believe that for the high-level training and high-level stuff that they do at Phoenix, you need proper fields and proper infrastructure to ensure that even when you're doing all of these stuff and performing at that high level in training, you have pitches where you can manage it, right? So I think that is something that we need to work on, especially in Jamaica. We can't be asking the players to do this high-level training, which is what we want them to do, right? If we now work on where they are trained on. The pitches where they are trained on is very important, not only for the quality of football, but also to try and eradicate a whole lot of injuries as well, right? So again, this is not me bashing Phoenix or anything, but it's a sign that, yes, we are the good. Phoenix are the good for train them, make them perform at a very high level, push them to them limit. But at the end of the day, we need to do that on pitches that are safe for the players. And a whole lot of these pitches, them only suited for idle ball game, bro. Them not suited for high level twist and turn, sharp movement, them little thing there, bro. You see me? So that's one thing we have to work on as a country. The infrastructure, the pitches, make sure, say, even though we are give these players high level training, which is good, make sure they have something we have to protect them and not hurt them. You see me? So, yeah, bro.
One twist and turn on the pitch, dropping a little ditch, a little gully. You get so mash up your ankle, mash up your knee.
Shin splint. I only for different things you cannot money I play on some idiot pitch, bro. I get grind injury from that. I get shin splint. When I play man in cup, only I play on shin splint too, bro. You see me? And shin splint up when you play on concrete type level. It not say I play on concrete, but a tough ground you play on, bro. Right? So, yeah, bro, that's one thing we have to work on, bro. The pitches have to improve because they might cause a whole lot of injuries to the players. Right?
Yeah. And there was a recent player from Phoenix that underwent a surgery as well. Now, I don't remember
Bernard, goalkeeper.
Who?
And I see him need surgery. Bernard.
Yeah.
And I see him need surgery as well.
And him come from Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Kirk. Yeah, this is Kirk Butler posted recently.
And couple others did have injury as well, bro.
Who?
Couple others did have injury as well, man.
Oh, I think there was one more. I think there was one more actually. Can't remember. I think no, maybe just a goalkeeper. Yeah, but once again, people, big up to Whisper and speedy recovery. But listen, as Jamaicans, especially some Jamaicans fans, they always boast about how Whisper is a wonder kid. We hear Craig Butler talking about once Whisper gets his debut in the Chelsea first team for the next 5 years, he'll go on to be the leading goal scorer, beating out the likes of Frank Lampard, etc., etc. But with Chelsea bringing in so many players on a day-to-day basis, recently signed Pedro Neto. He plays on the wing. You have the Cole Palmer there. They're looking to bring in Osimhen. Man, tell me what they before the season end, how Whisper better than Nicholas Jackson. All these types of foolishness. So with him having this surgery, at this late stage heading into the new season. Obviously, I didn't have any expectations of him being in the first team in terms of like being on the bench or in the starting 11. But how will this affect his future? Obviously, it puts him way down in the pecking order. And I mean, there's one common thing with Chelsea at this moment in time where the business structure of Chelsea is that with academy players, they sign these players on a cheap, they loan them out, and then they sell them for a profit. And we saw that with Conor Gallagher, especially homegrown players from the academy. You don't have to be homegrown. They just want to come from the academy. Them send you out for one good season and them loan you out. No, them send you out for a season, you perform good, and them loan you out and they make a profit. So what you see Whisper in terms of how his future will shape with Chelsea, I feel like he's way down the pecking order. He doesn't outright have a place at Chelsea. And, for many Jamaican fans who used to say or still say that he's a wonder kid, he's just not a wonder kid because I don't think Chelsea holds him in that high regard. You know what I'm saying?
I disagree with you, bro. At the end of the day, the man young. It's not like this is a 23-year-old player. He was one of the youngest players in the under 21 setup. So the time upon his side, bro. Time is on his side. All of this confusion that is happening with Chelsea, maybe in 2 years' time, all of this confusion happening with Chelsea, you're going to have a calmer setting. And it'll work better for him if him use a 2 year there for develop, see in an academy, play ball, maybe go up on loan, and him can prove himself then, right? Maybe him can prove himself then, dog. You see me? So, bro,
get it, but like,
hold on, you see me, yo.
Got you.
The man that ain't on a rush.
People smash that button too. Smash that button.
Got you. Man, like up the video. The man that ain't on a rush right now for do nothing, bro. Right now, it's going to be a blessing in disguise because Chelsea them have too much fun in their mind right now if you worry about what they are going to do with a youth. See? So this could be a blessing in disguise for the man, bro. Them ship out some people and now nobody not going to want to take Whisper on an injury. So him stuck there for whatever time contract him have. And he can use the time for build, impress. And hopefully by the time it reach a crunch time where a decision should be made, see? Chelsea is in a better place for him can transition into the first team. You see me?
Yeah, but with how Chelsea is running at this moment in time, when will they ever be in a better place? We see Reece James. Huh?
You don't know, bro.
I mean, listen. Listen. When you have American owners at these clubs, and we have to be honest, I experience it. You experience it for a period of time, and I mean, you still have an American owner. But hold on a man. When the owner for Arsenal name again?
Stan Kroenke.
Arsenal
space is different. So go through
hold on, bro. Hold on, no. Don't have since recently when Stan Kroenke start for sure a little bit more care in the club, the club start to operate better. Would you agree?
There's a reason for that.
What was the reason?
And that's what we have to explain. So Stan Kroenke did not always have full ownership. So from him get the club in 2007 until 2018, then decide say they aren't going to invest heavily in the club, and that was the reason why we did that so far. Now in 2018, it was transitioned over them by stakes, and it was a full ownership for Arsenal. And ever since 2018, they have decided to invest money. That way we get the 150 mil transfer window, we get the 200 mil transfer window, we get the whole heap of money being spent. The Pepe sale was from after them get full ownership. So that was different. It's not a case that they never want to run the club properly. They weren't going to take the full steps to doing that if they never have full ownership. And that was what was causing Arsenal the problem over the years. Now, ever since 2018, when because obviously they know how to run a football club. They have a whole heap, not football club, but sports club. They have a whole lot of successful sports clubs that they have taken from zero or where nobody know into literally winning stuff, right? And Arsenal is the only thing that they have not done that with yet. So when them start this project, them start it basically in a them head, not in the fans head, because in the fans head they had majority ownership. But now they must say them have full ownership and they are going to take charge of this club. And ever since then, you see Arsenal gone pan up. Me I talk, but they have the thing up in my face and they talk. People in face see me, bro. Yeah. So ever since then, you have Arsenal go up. So you don't know what is the case. In Chelsea's case, them have a style of play them don't like where Pochettino did have, right? Which was basically transition football. And them say they want to get rid of that coach. Where them want to, the words that they use is they want to copy what Arteta has done and the Arteta project as Arsenal. They want to play football like Arteta. And that's the reason why they go for your next step. graduate, right? Somebody where them believe will be able to play that way, a young coach. They might buy some only for players, they might try to ship out a whole lot, right? So that is the approach that they are taking now. You never know. At the end of the day, even as much as them a 45, 46 whoever player, at the end of the day is a 26 man ago there for the Premier League. And if that coach pick him 26 man, Zine, and them 26 man they are fire, you don't know where you're going to get from Chelsea. So you can't say you don't know when it's going to happen or when this or when that. You see,
Listen.
at the end of the day, if there's a proper structure in place, you can't watch what you see now, bro. In a 2 years time, you go listen to the man them spring up. Cause look at Arsenal, they were crap.
I listen. I get what you're saying, right? However, I do not think the Crankies are as deluded compared to a Todd Bowley. I think the Crankies, they've adjusted to England and they've shown a bit more care surrounding Arsenal and trying to understand the fans. You know, you see that with the interactions with the son of the father, right? Josh Cranky. I Josh him name, don't. You see him interact with the Arsenal fans.
The son is Josh.
Yeah, someone say the son of Stan Cranky, Josh Cranky. You see how them interact with the fans. You see how them try to learn, to try to make the club better. But whenever you hear somebody like the man from Clear Lake, Todd Bowley, talks about football and Chelsea in general, the man is deluded. You get what I'm saying? At least he's a better owner in the sense that like he's more on the forefront compared to the Glazers. Like the Glazers make United fans know from day one, so them don't know about football now. I think one of the Glazers owner, Avram, say don't know what outside this number. You get me? I say, so when you look at the history of American owners, they have a tendency to not know about football and not show that care that is needed for these prestigious clubs. So I'm just saying with Todd Bowley, him can spend me say something wrong?
No, the boy Smurfs, dog, my correct me when I say son
So what may I say with the American owners? Todd Bowley can spend all the money he wants in the world, but if you're not going to appoint the right people, if you're not going to care about the club in the right way, then the club will not be successful. And from Chelsea, from Todd Bowley's step foot into Chelsea, the club has been on a downward spiral in terms of the went out, the signed likes of Koulibaly, etc., etc. And in one season, basically, after the first season, shipped them out, and then they're bringing in so many players. 1 minute Chelsea signed a player from Brazil for 30 million. Then the year said them are going to loan him out for next season, which nothing is wrong. The next minute them gone down Argentina. The next minute them gone down Chile. The next minute them gone down Venezuela. And you look at the average age of these players. So as a Jamaican thinking about Whisper, we have to ask ourselves the question: where does he lie in the future of Chelsea? Not only the fact that they're signing young players, but they're also looking to bring in big players as well, the Pedro Netos of the world, the Osimhen of the world, etc., etc. So we have to ask these questions. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that Whisper is not held in high regard for a club like Chelsea, and this is why I think we should start going around parading the kid as a wonder kid. It's not going to help him. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when the age,
how is it not helping him? Parody calling man a wonder kid, that not affect Chelsea in no way. You know?
No, it's obviously it's not going to affect Chelsea. I'm saying it will affect Whisper when you put unrealistic expectations on someone. They try to live up to that, and if they're not that,
what did Fabrizio Romano call him when him get?
Bro, Fabrizio Romano call everybody, every youngster. Hold on. Fabrizio Romano. Hold on, man. Yes, I question it. Hold on, brother. Bro. I hold Fabrizio Romano in high regard for being a journalist to deliver information. Fabrizio Romano is not a scout. So when Fabrizio Romano says that this player is going to be the next best thing since sliced bread,
never said that.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. I do not have to believe him. So even Fabrizio Romano attach Wonder Kid to Whisper, I don't have to believe that, brother. Because I know Fabrizio Romano to be a journalist to deliver transfer information. I don't have to take him words to Whisper as a Wonder Kid. I don't have to take him words to...
Kid?
Bro, a Wonder Kid to me is...
No, what is a Wonder Kid? Not to me. What is a Wonder Kid?
A Wonder Kid in general is known to be a generational talent in terms of at the age that they're playing at like the tender age of say like 16, 17, they're years ahead of like even them older peers. So like for example, right. you look at hold on. Now Whisper might have been ahead of his peers in Jamaica in terms of schoolboy football, right? And maybe you could have the argument about some JPL players. But if you look on the global standard, I'm going to draw a parallel with Kylian Mbappe. When Kylian Mbappe was 15, 16, playing for Monaco, in the Champions League against the likes of Manchester City. Kylian Mbappe at the age of 15, 16, 17 was better than even some seasoned players that play the same position as him. I cannot make the same conversation or the same case for Dujuan. How many players older than Dujuan at the highest level is Dujuan better than? Name them.
All right, what you say, you know? Mbappe is not. Mbappe has never been a wonder kid.
So what?
Right?
So what was he at Monaco?
So that me I got to explain to you. Mbappe has been more than a wonder kid. There are many wonder kids that come year in, year out and are classed as wonder kid. Mbappe was a world-class talent. That is a level above a wonder kid. So just get that out of the way. You can call him a wonder kid, but call him a wonder kid would have been a disservice to what Mbappe was performing at age 17. So Mbappe was a world-class talent. And it's not 15 and 16 like what you said. The man break onto the scene at age 17. Right?
Yeah, when I say 15 and 16, I just a third out there like an early age.
Yeah, man, I just want to address it. I have to address it too. Now, let's head over to the meaning of wonder kid on Google. A young person whose excellence in his or her discipline is appropriate to someone older or more experienced. Now, you can look at it, and you just mentioned Whisper has made it into the Reggae Boyz team. Now, whichever, if you want to look on it as politics, if you want to look on it as he never did to make it, or somebody else make it over him, at the end of the day, there are many seniors, right, that are playing all around the world that Dujuan Richards has made this team over. People including Jamal Lowe, right?
Is Whisper better player than Jamal Lowe?
Mercy you.
Just answer the question.
Hold on. Did I say he's a better player?
All right.
I am literally just stating the facts. This is what has happened, right? He's been selected over a whole lot of seniors and people that are deep into their career, right? And based off what this is telling me, a young person whose excellence in his or her discipline is appropriate to someone older and more experienced. So what you call Whisper? This guy.
Let me just say this, and I want to make this clear.
Make it talk.
I want to make this clear. Sometimes we can interject, sometimes we can interject, I just want to make this clear. Whisper getting into the national team was not based on merit. So let's get that.
Hold on, I'm going to make it talk, Hold on. I was about to let you address my points. I never finished, bro. I'm going to make you address that specific point. Now, my point that I'm making, whichever way you want to look at it, the decision was made. That is final. That is a fact, right? The decision was made to pick him, a 17-year-old, over a whole lot of other seniors in the game. Now, if we're going to look at the Google definition of a wonder kid and look at the facts of Whisper's career, small career so far, you have to consider him a wonder kid, not only in Jamaica, but on the global scene. Jamaica.
Hold on. Stick up in. Bro, you see, you guys love to shift the goalpost. 1 minute me say he's a Jamaican wonder kid, the next minute he's a...
Bro, let me
ask you a question. When Travis Simmons was at... Hold on. When Travis Simmons...
Hold on one second. I have seen in the comment section, a man say he is a Jamaican wonder kid. See, right here. So that's the reason I'm going to bring it up. I only love to talk about the man being a wonder kid, But just divulge into the conversation because as you say, you love calling bring up this wonder kid thing.
Hold on. I am not going around. I want the best for the kid. I am not going around.
I have presented, Kishan. Never give you a chance to talk. It's a your topic, You love to talk about it. Just remember say what me have to say, bro. And then you can address it. Zine? Now, based on the facts that I have just pointed out to you of what a wonder kid is, why you can't agree that this man is a wonder kid? Even if you want to look at it, at academy level, he's still the youngest player in that Chelsea team. And when he arrived, and the man still there tear up trees, and was still the main thing going at every youth football comment section. Going at every youth football. Even people want to know the man from Jamaica. Even people abroad, they must say, who is this Whisper kid? Who is this Richards? Wow, Richards, we must break into the first team. People when even come from Jamaica. So why you can't look on that? Somebody will come from Jamaica, a very young player, going to England, and dominate in the time that he played, dominating in the academy leagues. He got selected over a whole lot of seniors in the Jamaica national team. And you can't look on that better and call him a wonder kid. Why?
Before we get rolling, and once again, I will say, and this is facts. Well, I don't want to say it is facts. Well, let me say it is facts. Whisper was not included in the Jamaica national team because of merit. Just want to make that clear. Make we get rolling.
In your opinion?
Ronan, big up yourself.
In your opinion, right?
In my opinion. Ronan, big up yourself.
Big up, Rona.
Ronan.
We not hear you enough, father. You're muted. Yeah, you go on now.
Let me just say this, right?
Answer the question from Smurf.
Ronan.
Why was he selected?
Ronan. Carla. Listen, it's just politics as to why Whisper was selected. You know, even at the time when Whisper was selected, it was going around that Hal Grimson shared a close relationship with not Hal Grimson. I think I did what the next guy name? What the next guy name? What JF fired recently? I mean, Craig Butler and Hal Grimson did have a close relationship. You know, Craig Butler respected him and Hal Grimson respected Craig Butler as well. And what the next man name what JFF did fire recently? John Wall. He and Butler also had a close relationship, and it's alleged that John Wall did must go up and Craig Butler both her yacht or go over Medicare, sit like so. So maybe John Wall didn't even push for Whisper getting at the first team. Then brother when him get selected. I get me I say, but let's be honest, it would be a disgrace that we're selecting a player from schoolboy football for the national team. If the merit is schoolboy football, hold on, if the merit is based on schoolboy football performances, then the national program is not in a good state, brother.
It wasn't.
I tell you.
It wasn't. That is a lie.
But where was Whisper playing then? He was not playing professional football when he was selected.
But that's not the only level that he has played at.
No. But if you're not playing, hold on, let me talk. You go on a long talk. I'm gonna get to talk.
You ask me a question, you know.
You go on a long talk. I'm gonna get to talk.
No, Whisper, so you have to ask me a question, and when me answer, you have to tell me I can't answer you.
Alright. Ronan, go through. Let me just say this before I get on, Ronan. Ronan, before I say that, Ronan. Whisper played schoolboy football, right? Which is below semi-professional level. It is not even semi-professional level. If the national team is going to select a youngster based on performances from Manning Cup or Dakar Cup, then the national program, I'm sorry to say, it is in disarray. And you're going to tell me that Whisper was not only playing Manning Cup level football. Yes, Whisper might have went to Europe, etc., but he was not playing season football for a period of over 6 months or so. He was merely. Ronan, go further, Ronan.
All right, more push a point to your presser, right?
Yeah, go through.
So, y'all tell me, say, at the age of 17, and just take Whisper name out tight. At the age of 17, you have one dominant player, or probably less than 17, you have a dominant player where people are saying, yo, him not good enough unless improve himself in a schoolboy football. In going to schoolboy football, and some would say, he put on one of the best seasons in the history of schoolboy football in a theme, little category. The man put on a good show and then also go Europe, go do the same thing. Keep in mind, I know like say, Craig jump up on Chelsea chest and say, yo, take my player, I hijack Chelsea, hijack the man, and it's for a clear reason. You see me? The man stand out in a schoolboy football and everybody I say, him not good enough. Remember when the under 20 just start, one of the first thing the commentator say, I said Jamaica team missing Richards from Chelsea, You see me? Would I go as far as to say, the man is not just a wonder kid in Jamaica, but in the Caribbean. You see me? Name another player out of schoolboy football history will leave from Manning Cup, go to Europe in our Big Six team. Just one player. Just name one. That's all me have to ask. Just one player. Just name one presser. Just one.
I mean, listen, I don't know.
No, just name one player.
But I'm answering the question. I don't know of any.
All right. And you would go as far back in the day, people would have class Tyree, Maggie, Alex Marshall, Ricardo Fuller as wonder kids in Jamaica as top of the top talent, no sir?
In Jamaica, they were the best youngsters.
Them as top of the top talents in Jamaica, correct?
Yeah, we thought Maggie and those players would have been the ones to even go back as far as Junior Flemings. We thought those would have been the ones who would have, get that opportunity to go overseas and make a thing of themselves, which them still make a thing of themselves, but not to the level that we expected.
All right, Muda go as far as to say Whisper career up until now better than all of them, Monday. You see me? Because we don't know where the man career go end yet. You can say the man is not a wonder kid, but if you shoot for the star and you drop on the moon, are still something good in a Jamaica eyes. Because guess what? The man now go left from Chelsea. Maybe the man now go get no first team game or move on. But the man now go drop so far as to reach back in a JPL like no for the man them.
Remember Newcastle did one thing, there are other clubs as well who did one thing.
Exactly. I hijack Chelsea, hijack the man, you know.
And those are lower level clubs too. What Chelsea?
Hijack, brother. Look on it. And Newcastle, the man there go, and Newcastle is a Premier League club. I know like say a League One team, the man I go a championship. Hijack the man, them hijack him. So
and one thing as well.
You are no scout and you are one journalist. Same like how you say Fabrizio Romano. But who is you to say, yo, Chelsea scouts them not seem as something good enough for worth hijacking? Let alone for Newcastle seem as good enough for
hold on. I did not say that he was not worth the hijack. I'm just not going around to say that Whisper on a global scale is a wonder kid. It's just like when I was on a live stream. Hold on.
This hemisphere, it might be one.
In this hemisphere, if you want to make that case, in this hemisphere of Jamaica alone or the Caribbean region, fine, I will give you that. Yes. Whisper is a wonder kid in the Caribbean and in Jamaica. But if you're going to have that, if you want to have that conversation in terms of on a global scale, in terms of Europe, South America, etc., I am not going to have that conversation because when I look at actual, when I look at actual wonder kids at that age and even younger, they're even playing first team football for their respective clubs and they're doing wonders for their countries. You look at Lamine Yamal, you look at Pedri them and the Gavis of the world and all these different types of players. These players are classes above Whisper. You know what I'm saying? You look at other young players at that age as well. Whisper does not come into that conversation. So I'm not saying he's not a wonder kid
with that.
From in Jamaica or in the Caribbean region. But on a global scale, in terms of Europe, you cannot size up Whisper with players that are that sit at the age of 16, 17, 18, that's playing first team football week in, week out for some of the biggest clubs in the world.
And that's where my point comes in as well, because I don't call those players we just mentioned as wonder kids. I call them as world-class talents.
Call them a different breed.
Right?
You're not going to sit down. You're not going to see a Yamal again, you know.
Yeah, wonder kids are something where you can throw. To me, wonder kids are something you can throw to the next person where I catch people's eyes. Wonder kids are something where you get thrown out all the time, bro. But when it comes to a world-class talent, those names they just mentioned, a Gavi, a Pedri, a Yamal, even we mentioned before, a Mbappe. You know, call them players the wonder kids, bro. Wonder world-class talent, you know, say when you see this person at this very young age, they are going to amount to something big. And that is where it comes in when they must play for the top teams in first team football. They must start those games, etc., etc. Not every wonder kid becomes to be something great. So that's the reason why I have to put a difference between what a wonder kid is and what a world-class talent is. And all of those names that you mentioned at a very young age, they were world-class talents, destined and known that they were going to be great. And they were going to be top-class professionals. A wonder kid, you don't know. And that is what Whisper is. You don't know what he's going to be. But he has a whole lot of potential. And that is the reason why he can be classed as a wonder kid. And you can't look on Fabrizio Romano, a big man like that, and just think say him just somebody with no rumors. The man has been there. He's watched a whole lot of football games in person. Something that you haven't done. He has a whole lot more experience. So you can take up something. If that man say he's a wonder kid, and if that man can class him as a wonder kid, you can't discredit what that man say and say about that man can't call him wonder kid, call him man, they do a break news, etc., etc. Have respect, brother. You know, Fabrizio Romano, he
wouldn't break news on just a random young youth signing still.
Hold on. When Jamie Carragher, when Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville and Phil Neville and all these respective pundits come on Sky Sports and different platforms and talk rubbish, that means that because they play football at a higher level, that mean they know that in that moment they know more than me. Hold on. Not because Gary Neville says something.
A wonder kid, specific, bro. Don't come generalize my topic, you know, with your foolishness, you know. When them come and say something about a player that is a wonder kid, that you have to make comparisons with. Do not generalize this topic and try to get it in a broader scope. We're talking about wonder kids. So if you want to bring up Gary Neville,
let me just pull this up on screen, right?
And when name Jamie Carragher, talk about something what them say specifically.
Let me just pull this up on screen. No,
to me it seems like you have a little vendetta against Craig.
No.
In all honesty.
It's
Me
not a
understand
vendetta.
say you try to be
Listen, let
unbiased
me ask
in
you a
your
question. Let me ask you a question, Ronan. I don't rate Marcus Rashford. I don't rate Jadon Sancho. Enough people in my personal space know that. It means I have a vendetta against Sancho and Rashford.
No.
Yes or no?
Me and
So
say
why
you
is it?
do. I
So
know
why
that
is
you do.
it? You say no. So why is it that because I do not class Whispers a wonder kid, me have a vendetta against him? Answer that.
No, you do.
No,
No, not
Moody said that that make me feel like you have a vendetta against him. Moody said that. But the fact say, yo, you have to look on it in my you and be realistic. How much Jamaican you see a leave from Jamaica, grassroots Jamaica, go Europe in a one top team like Chelsea. Regardless of if the man break through the first team or not, is an incredible achievement where you might
And
not see it
I
now.
did not downplay that achievement. I did not downplay it. I'm just not attaching the word wonder kid to him.
you
But
know,
Ronan,
actually, you know, Charlie
hold on a
Musanda.
minute, Dicanio. Ronan, make a last point so we can get to the rest of the topics.
One sec, more Ronan for there. Ronan, which team you support?
Manu.
Manu. Who in this comment section are you person? You know Charlie Musanda?
Yeah, me hear the name.
You remember when that man break onto the scene? He was
Oh,
considered.
the black where you said the Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When career they know.
I don't know.
But that man was seen as a wonder kid. That's what I try to tell you, bro.
Ravel
That
Morrison
man,
was
if
seen
the
as a
whole
wonder
world
kid
know
too.
this man and the whole world, he was a wonder kid. That's what I try to tell you. There's a difference between those players don't pull about these players. And this is what I said before.
Ansu Fati was seen as a wonder kid.
This is what I said before. You see them player on screen, they can be called wonder kids. But at the next, because they can be called world-class talents. Wonder kids are below world-class talents. So if somebody wants to mention him as a wonder kid, then fine. But there's also a
question.
Hold on. There's also a level of both, right? Where they are classed as world-class talents for this specific reason. And then if you want to mention him as a wonder kid, no problem. But you have a whole lot more wonder kids and a whole lot more people that wonder kid is just thrown on all throughout the year. All throughout the year, and Charlie Musanda is a perfect example. Chuba Upcom is a perfect example. A whole heap of players coming up through youth systems have been called wonder kids. That means that they might go out to be something great. Or then that means that they go out to be a world-class talent.
Ronan.
Look on what West Mercer say, whole heap of wonder kids them there, bro. And Whisper is in that bracket. Come on, dog. Go through.
Would I say if Whisper never injured still now, a whole heap of people would have just quiet this as upcoming season because in go there and for the little time when perform, me believe saying outshine most of peers. You see me?
It's one thing. Hold on. It's one thing to out. All right, you see, in academic football, if you outshine most of your peers, then you're always. The fact of the matter is, if you're training with the first team, then you're always in contention for like a call up for a match day squad because you know you're in and around the setup. You're familiar with the first team players. You're familiar with the intensity of that training that will transition over into a Premier League match day, right? So Whisper, to an extent, the fact him training with the first team last season, etc., on multiple occasions, that is good. You get me? I say, but it not just automatically mean that him just walking at the first team like that. You know, I think you have other players at Chelsea that also merit first team action come next season. I don't think Whisper is
nobody say Whisper walking at Chelsea first team and anybody say that asinine. You see me? That's just a
and then we also have to look on it this way as well, guys.
We kind of want to move on with the topics in the you come like you just
move on after this, man. But we have to remember that there was a change in management. And when Pochettino was at the club, he was held in high regards. Man, they are only for first team training. He's been pictured in first team training. There was even a rumor once by a trusted Chelsea journalist that he was just this close to being put in a match day squad. I don't remember if it was a Carabao Cup game or a Premier League game. But Chelsea did have bare injuries, right? We don't know the reason why the Chelsea journalist said that is trusted. Report that and him end up never getting out of the squad. A whole lot of things might could have been the case for that. Maybe an injury, we don't know. But the point is, under that management, he was very close to the first team squad. Ever since the new management come in, a whole heap of different changes, and them now gonna make changes to the club thinking about Whisper's future. Whisper is a nobody. Come in respects to the club, right? So a whole heap of changes come. You have a new coach come in, so we just have to just wait and see how we think, bro. But make a move on.
Brother, make your last point so we can move on.
Thinking you done, man.
Yeah, man. That's pretty much it. You see, me just believe say you move a little bit harsh with Whisper still, you see me? And I something when me just realize throughout the
No,
course
the fact of the matter is,
your
I've
content,
spoken
you see me?
about Whisper in the past. I've done videos about Whisper. I even did a video once. And I feel like I am just someone that is truthful and I don't like, what did I say no? I'm not like shy away from speaking my mind. The fact of the matter is, I remember last season, at the ending of last season, many Jamaican football fans stated on public platforms that Whisper is a better player than Nicholas Jackson. Last season, when Nicholas Jackson was purchased from Villarreal, I watched him in the preseason, right? I think it was against Brighton. And I said to a Chelsea friend of mine that, Nicholas Jackson, wonderful player. And if you ask anybody about Jackson that watches him week in, week out, or, over the period of like 10, 15 games, in terms of his all-round game, he's one of the best all-rounded players in Europe. It's just that Nicholas Jackson, I don't think so much in finishing ability that is the problem, is more of his decision-making in those moments. You get what I'm saying? And when I'm gonna go tell me say Whisper better than a Nicholas Jackson at the end of last season, me have to do a video and say no, that is not true. And it's not because me hate Whisper, it is just not factual. If you put Whisper in this Chelsea first team, or if you did put him in that Chelsea first team last season and ask him to do everything that Nicholas Jackson did, he could not do it. So that is not me being hateful around Whisper or anything like that. I watch many different clubs on different respective levels across Europe, and I watch different players at different ages, and Whisper is just not at that level of some of those players. I'm not saying he cannot make it to that level, but you think Nicholas Jackson just arrived to the Nicholas Jackson that he is now? No, it takes years, it takes time of development. And the fact of the matter is, Jackson was playing in Europe predominantly across his life so far in his career, and Jackson's what, like 22. So Whisper still have time. We don't have to put up the man against seasoned players and say, he's better than that the player, then when really and truly he's not. But Ronan, big up yourself still.
Yeah, man, no problem.
Yeah. Big up.
And big up to Manchester United, although we lose the Community Shield. I trophy then important still. You get me? I say, Sean said that, big up yourself, or big up yourself. Take some comments. Let me see. Tennessee Lewis, big up yourself. Caribbean, Rivers and Seas. The man said they block him last time. No, Marlon Nelson. All wonder kids are playing first team football worldwide for their club. And this is the problem I have with you, the kind of before we move on. I did pull up this too, and I was going to say, I do not remember you for a second writing any article of any form since you were on Earth. You get me? I say, so in terms of Sport Bible or other respective publications, I would say.
You know about me before this, dog. You know about me before you know it, dog. You want to take back what you just say? Quick and fast.
You write a football article before? You write a football article before?
No, just tell me not to say the word. You want to take back what you just say?
Take it back. Since I get back. But do this article, top 50 wonder kids in world football ranked including Man United, Man City, and Arsenal stars. So we can go through the list.
Bro, you just say you want for the topic, your dog?
Alright then. Kobe Menu, Victor Roku, Lenny Yoro that just recently got purchased at Manchester United, Paez that performed for his country well in the recent Copa America. You have Paul Kubarsi from Spain, just recently won an Olympic gold medal playing in the Barcelona first team last season. You have Nusa, William, I think these are the youth from Dunga, Brazil.
Watch your style,
the youth from Dunga, Brazil, right?
Watch your style, bro. The youth, them want to move on this show. Them not take it.
No, I'm just naming out some of these players that play first team football, that's all.
You see me? Them not take your topics right now, my father.
You have Hendrick.
Man, watch. Listen to your audience, brother. That's one thing with you. They are complaints that you them not like your video and you not listen to your audience, bro. Next topic. Guys, speaking of life.
But I'm just saying, no, it was just in response to Marlon Nelson when he said, all wonder kids are playing first team football worldwide for their club and even for their country as well. So I'm just saying, based on this list that we just pull up, you have quite a few of these players that's playing for their club and they're playing for their countries. The Kobe Menu, he's classed as a wonder kid. Lamine Yamal,
all of them didn't have to go through at the end of the day, person.
All right, so we can move on from that.
Ever since the man come, the man has been there for 6 months. Less than 6 months. The 6 months that he's been there, he's one of, if not the best, he has been one of Chelsea's best performers. He has been training with the first team.
All right, fine. I just want to move on.
An injury. You don't move on. All
right, then, brother, I agree. He's one of the best players with under 21 last season. But brother, all right then.
An injury. The man, you wanna get to see the man progress yet?
Yo, all I'm gonna say is people
all of this
when
change.
Whisper got selected.
As me I say, time to move on.
Yeah, but all I'm gonna say is the last part when Whisper got
move on. No, I hear what you have to say. Move on. Move on now. Move on.
People, when Whisper got selected for the first team, I mean for
move on.
No, I remember last point. Me are the host of the show. I remember last point. All I say is when Whisper got selected for the national team, it was not based on merit. And if I'm gonna go tell me say we are select players based off of them performances in schoolboy football, then that kind of just delusional. But me go head into the next topic. So more talk about Leon Bailey people and the upcoming season as it regards to Aston Villa being in the Champions League next season. So we all know that the Champions League format will be changing next season. I think 36 teams them say will be competing. And top 8 go through to the round of 16, and then I think like from 9th place to like I don't remember which position, like them compete in like a playoff mode basically to make it through the round of 16, right? Now Aston Villa finished in top 4 last season with the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal finishing second for the second time in a row. Can't get first place, but yeah. So anyways, I think people that Leon Bailey has it cut out for him next season in terms of him and Aston Villa having a difficult season. I mean, if you look at Unai Emery's track record in Europe, especially in Champions League, it's not the best people. I know that Aston Villa recently made some acquisitions, such as the likes of Amadou Onana, who I think is a good player. Matson, who was at Dortmund on loan from Chelsea, had a wonderful season with them. Cameron Archer from Sheffield United. Jaden Filongi, who exceptional player. I think he can play on the wing as well. Can play on the right wing as well as the left wing. Exceptional player from Hull City. I think he was at he was there before, not he was at Aston Villa before as well, I believe, you know. But in terms of first team players, in terms of like the acquisitions, the first team players consist of Ross Barkley, Matson, and Amadou Onana. Now, if you look at Unai Emery's, if you look at his track record in the Champions League, it's just not good people. I just feel like with Aston Villa finishing in top 4 last season, the expectation that fans will place on Aston Villa finishing in the top 4 this season again, I think it will be too much for Leon Bailey and this Aston Villa team. You know, I know that they have the likes of the Ali Watkins and John McGinn and, you know, exceptional players. But with the inexperience of playing in Europe and with Unai Emery having a bad track record, I just feel like Aston Villa, you know, they're gonna have a difficult season next season. Dicanio, you couldn't tell me say me not share the thing on the screen, bad man. Yo, hold on, the slide up on the screen just now.
No,
people, let me just go back to it quickly. So these are the acquisitions in terms of first team players. Amadou Onana from Everton, Ian Matson from Chelsea was on loan at Dortmund last season. Filongi, I believe, would be in the first team, and you also have Ross Barkley, who had a wonderful season with Luton Town. I wish club Ross Barkley did before him go Chelsea. Everton don't. Yeah. Come like you make a move like where you the name Calvin Phillips. Yo, you go at them big club, brother. You just
no man, I know Everton him need there.
Ross Barkley did Everton before him go Chelsea, but man, I tell you say.
No, something they need there. Everton him need there.
No, I say me know him the Luton before him go this club now, but me just say.
So long back on Barkley, no see something.
Bro, me not talk about him recent move from Luton.
Oh, no man, a Villa in the day before, bro. Remember say Villa did buy him, you know?
Bro, where was Ross Barkley first? The Everton?
First, he made the Everton, but he didn't make a move.
Chelsea, don't?
Yeah, Chelsea. So unless a Chelsea him left from, go, a Chelsea him left from, brother. I know say I know.
So the man go Luton and then the man just go Aston Villa, brother?
No, he not get to me and say, you said the man left from Everton.
Too. No, what I mean isn't as in, if I word it properly, I mean like in terms of the revival of his career, I say the Everton first then he make a move to Chelsea where his career kind of get stifled just like Calvin Phillips. That's what I did mention. Calvin Phillips is like they make the move to the big club them and them not really get the opportunity. You get me? I say so he's at Aston Villa now. But what I say is when you look at Unai Emery's track record across European competitions, especially in Champions League, it's not good. You know, Villarreal, they went to the semi-finals, but you know, with PSG, you know, round of 16, and he had a brilliant PSG team as well. I think United did knock him out to Sevilla. I think him did. This is the season where them drop out of the Champions League and them go on to win the Europa League. Spartak Moscow group stage, Valencia FC group stage as well, and Valencia once again in the round of 16. So it's not the best track record, and you know we've seen that across different seasons with Unai Emery having teams being in the Champions League. However, we know that Unai Emery, he basically owns the Europa League, 4 Europa League trophies. So I guess the best thing for Emery to the next season is drop out of the Champions League, drop down in the Europa League, and then Aston Villa can contend for that. But the thing is, I don't think it's an automatic win for Aston Villa if they get bounced down to the Europa League. Reason being, it's Aston Villa for one, and English teams predominantly do not do good in European competitions. The likes of Manchester City, you see how much season it take for them win one Champions League. You get me? I say, after going up against teams that they might not be like the biggest clubs, no, but they just have this aura and this like thing about them playing in these European competitions. You know them way even when Aston Villa
I disagree though. There was a period where English teams were dominating. But I think it's just a period, bro. We tend to see that if, say for example, if Spain are dominate, then the entire Spain are going to dominate. If England are dominate, then the entire England are going to dominate. Remember, there was a point where the champions of Europa League and Champions League for back-to-back seasons were both from England, right? So more the say England teams now have pedigree in England are them really win a lot in England, right? But now I go that far to say that, bro. It's just them have them times, bro. You see me? They have them times too.
All right. Name me the periods in time where English clubs dominated Europe. The only team I can say did have like dominance over Europe was Liverpool.
No, not team itself, but like the league, English teams. Remember, a few years ago, even
but
before...
if you look on Europe in general and Champions League and the teams that went on to win Champions League, you hardly find English teams in that, brother. You can't show me a period in time where English teams dominated Europe, especially Champions League or Europa League.
2 years ago, English teams were literally dominating finals.
2 years ago, like when? Like early 2000s?
So the same season when friggin' Liverpool and Spurs go finals. Then the following season, Liverpool go finals again. Yes, them lose to Madrid, but them still they go to finals.
But that's not dominating, brother.
Christ, dog. Brother, the next season, City go, right? Bro, and even in the Europa League as well, English teams have won it. So we are talking about one like say they are absolute scrubs in Europe, especially over recent years. Maybe back then when Barca and Madrid did have them time with Messi and so. English teams were nowhere to be found. But ever since Messi them left, it has been up in the air, brother. And if Madrid now win, is an English team a win. So we are talking about.
All right, so in the last couple of years, you have see if we can find the list.
Go back to the point, still. We can't bother.
You have Real Madrid played Dortmund recently. Then you have Man City versus Inter Milan, Real Madrid versus Liverpool, Chelsea, Manchester City, Bayern, PSG, Liverpool, Tottenham, Real Madrid, Liverpool. And let me just put the list on screen as well because I don't see where the dominance is as it pertains to Champions League.
They have gone yesterday. You
said in recent times. You said in recent times. I have the facts here. So let's go as far as back to. Let me start off with 2017, 2018. Real Madrid beat Liverpool.
Do not only look at the winners, Look at runners.
Brother, I care about winning. Why are you talking about runners?
No, because winning was not, and this is when we are talking about your point with generalization. You never say they might go on to win. When we are talking about Aston Villa, put my face on the screen. You never say they were going to go on to win. You say you don't feel like they are going to do well. And to be doing well means reaching a final. You never use the word win when you mention Aston Villa and Unai Emery. So do not come on and try to prove a point and win a point by say you mean winning. You never say that. You say you never think they're going to do well. And for me, doing well means reaching a final. So I am going off what you said. You never use the word winning. So don't come try use the word winning now for win a debate, brother. You said do well. You do not think they are going to do well in the Europa League. And if you pull up back the screen, do not take it off and remove the comment. You are seeing a whole lot of English flags there. Brother, I'll show you that. You are seeing a whole lot of English flags there, which means English teams have been doing well in Europe. Yes or no? Based off what you said, what is doing well? Reaching the final is doing well. You did not say winning, so now come bring winning.
Okay, if you want to, let me just narrow it down for your small mind, right? Now, in terms of doing well, doing well for the big teams would be winning the Champions League. I mean, nobody cares about second place. Nobody remembers second place in the next 10 years. Hold on, brother. Just hold on, bro. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, brother.
No, you're not going to finish the point when you come talk about small brain. Who are you? You talk about do well first and then you go talk about winning after. Pick where you want to talk about, brother. No, brother, you can't come like you want disrespect man about small mind. Then heard ya. I'm telling you, boy, brother. About small mind. How are you? You talk about doing well. What is doing well? You do not have to win to do well.
Well,
so address that. No, you gotta address that before you move on and apologize, brother. How are you? To do well, you have to win to do well.
Sorry for the small-minded comment.
A competition with 32 teams. You have to win to do well.
All right, sorry for the small-minded. Small-minded. However, what my point is,
boy, address that before you move on. Address it.
I apologize for calling you small-minded.
No, you don't have to apologize, but address it. Do you have to win to do well, Kishan Legisla?
To me, yes.
Reaching the final is not doing well.
No, you have to win it.
All right. Comment section, tackle that.
To me, I am competitive. I am competitive. And that's just the nature of me. You have to win the trophy to be considered as doing well. That's just me. However, my point is...
You're happy. Before the show, you literally say you well want top 4, brother, before the show.
Let me just say this.
Man, you for finishing a top 4 next season, you're not do well.
Me tell you that.
Brother, you literally have to look through the team and say, this is a tough for me, top 4. Almost can make.
I said that today.
Bro, before you will literally go through the whole of the team them before the show.
Brother, let me just make my point and done, bad man. I'm just making point and done, brother.
I'm today you, brother.
But let me just make my point and move on, brother. People them want you have to say for the rest of the topics in the dog. Come on, man.
Brother, you yourself when you talk about this. You know, say intelligent you talk to, brother.
Yeah, but no, bro. You say how long me ask me make my point and move on.
Me end the stream, brother. Don't say them thing that dog. When you know say a phone, she say a talk. Doing well does not mean winning. A two separate thing that.
Bro, Lord God.
No, address it. Address it.
My opinion, brother. Let me just move on from that.
Opinion in this. It is a fact.
Bro, that is my opinion. You have a time for my opinion.
You do not have to win to do well at something.
No, I respect your opinion. Let me move on, brother. Let me just move on now.
No, brother. Address it. We are going to lose viewers today, youth. But small mind. We are going to lose viewers. I tell you that. Address it. Jamaican family vibes. Move if you don't want to see it. We are going to lose viewers right now.
Yo.
I tell you that, brother. We are called
brother,
small minded.
just apologize to you. Me just apologize for calling you small minded. And you say me not to apologize. No, me I try to move on. You say apologize for calling you small minded.
I'm telling you, brother.
Me done apologize to call you small minded. You say me not to apologize. Then when I try to move on, you say must apologize, brother. So decide what you want me to apologize or not, brother. Me just want to move on. Me respect your opinion. You not respect my opinion. I just want to move on to the next topic.
Brother, I don't opinions, brother. Don't call no man that you. I'm to you.
I apologize so I can move on, brother.
Go through.
Oh boy. Anyways, what I try to say is in terms of English teams in itself, you look at the likes of Burnley over the years. I think Burnley did qualify for Europe one time, right? I think Everton did qualify for Europe one time. I don't remember. I know that Burnley qualified under Sean Dyche. In terms of Everton, I can't remember who them did qualify if it was under Ronald Koeman. Who else? Which other English team that's like not from the top 4, like traditional Big 6 or traditional top 4 did qualify for like a Europa League or whatever the case is? You have quite a few of them who, when they went into these European competitions like Europa League, for example, before Conference League come in, them never do particularly well. So all I'm saying is, yeah, Aston Villa, by right, they're not going to win a European trophy or whatever the case is, but I just think in general, they're not going to do well. I think they're going to struggle in Europe. That's my point. Just like how we see teams like the Evertons of the world, the Burnleys of the world, and the Wolves of the world make it into European competitions. I think the only team since in recent times when we can remember where they were well in European competitions was West Ham. I'm going to figure West Ham props. Because I think they went to the semi-finals of the Europa League. They won the Europa Conference League, right? And I think last season, how far them they going at the Europa League? I think it was like quarter-final, I believe.
No, don't say that. You just tell me say you have to win to do it.
But then at least they won a conference league. At least they won a conference league. They won the conference league.
Not bring quarterfinals.
No, I'm just trying to remember.
And going forward, don't make me. No, watch it now, me again. But going forward, don't make me hear you say a team do well when I win. It's there for all. See, don't make me hear you say a team do well when do not win. All right.
Danny Dread, when me say Gareth Southgate the world, me bash Gareth Southgate the most. Whenever I ever said that Gareth Southgate did well with England despite them not winning, I said that in order for Gareth Southgate to be a success, he has to win trophies. Well, him gone now, so he can't go win a trophy. But Gareth Southgate is a failure, and that is factual. That is facts. I think somebody did the Ryan show last night and they must say, oh, like Gareth Southgate bring them go like finals and whatever. I said that no matter. You need to win a trophy. That I said that I never say.
My side and the feelings, but we know
Burnley never qualified for Europe a couple seasons ago. You remember the season Burnley qualified for Europa League position?
Europa League, brother.
Yeah, man, couple years ago, maybe like 6 or 7 seasons ago under Sean Dyche.
But I say, James Bond, and the feelings, bro. You don't know the brother, So more the whole of the 170 viewers on where they are, because I'm gonna say it again, even tomorrow show, I'm gonna say something again. Me are telling you how this man is going to say someone did well with nothing. And just watch how me gonna call him out. 173 on right now. Just watch how me gonna call him out till him say it again. You sure you don't want to take that back, Kishan? Because you know you're gonna say it, You sure you don't want to take that back now? Say somebody have to win for the well.
In my books, you have to win for the well.
All right. And that's how we are left it,
Let me just tell these people. One time I enter one time I enter a rock climbing competition, right? And me there the place I'm competing with people, I do the different climbs. If any of you guys are familiar with rock climbing, I know say though people when the results time forward for first, second, and third place, we finish second, and to my surprise, people, say it's the man with the one hand beat me to first place. You think me do well?
Yeah, shit, brother.
You think me never know say I'm gonna climb with one-handed, brother. I mean, if you did not say that possible, but you think say me feel good in myself. You think me do well? I never do well, brother. I never do well, brother.
Ready, dog. That's why you have your personal thing there with football in the dog. You make a one-handed man beat you, bro.
I did not know that there was a one-handed man here. But now that me know, or when me did know, then I said, me not do well, brother. The fact of the matter is, I'm not satisfied with second place. I'm not satisfied with third place. You think no one else do well because he finished third?
No competitor is, but at the end of the day, you still have to look at yourself and say you did well. If you go in a competition, we have 100 people, and you come second, obviously you didn't want to win, but you can't look at all that work where you use for beat 98 people, right? And you only never beat one. You can't look at all of that work and tell yourself, say you never do well. You have to look on it, you have to say, yes, I did well, but I'm not satisfied with what I did, and I need to do better in order to get that first place. That is the mentality. But you can't look on yourself and say you never do well when you did well. Come on, brother. A fool argument. Not, and you know say a fool argument.
No.
May I give you 4 live shows. And you are going to mention that. I'm not ask you. You are going to mention someone doing well when I win nothing. I know we not based off the context of this conversation. Me I tell you that.
Yo, so I'm just this, brother.
Just be a man and take it back, no?
Yo, one thing more interest, brother. Let them just get a chance to talk, brother. Like John Oster, like, yo, let me just get a chance to talk, brother. That's just my opinion, brother. Since we've had Reggae Boyz weekly, I always respect your opinion, brother. You hold the show up and tell me about address this, brother. I never hold it to a point before, brother. You make points before me disagree. I will move on, brother. But I say address this, but I just want to move on to the next topic. And we can't wait for Dylan return. Dylan, big up yourself anyway. Because we can't wait for vacation. As in I always do well with Dylan. John P.L. fan said, doing well and doing your best are 2 different things.
What's it, bro? You know Nandes. The boy Nandes say for pause the show. I know say we have to respect Nandes. Nandes say, for tell presser for don't make him this year. Nandes, call him, bro. We just drop the link. Call him, fam. One fear Nandes, I would say, but go through presser.
Yeah, and the link is in the calling section as well, people, so you can call in. So more move over to Steve McClaren as well. And people, from day one, I'm telling you, I'm not pleased with the appointment of Steve McClaren. And I feel like we must hold Rudolph Speed accountable if this ends up to not work. If this ends up in not working out. God forbid it not work out, because I want to go on a World Cup game as it pertains to Jamaica. I get me and say, what the fuck? We used to support France as an international team. I'm look at myself a couple years ago and say, yo, I'm really truly support France, so brother. I live Jamaica now, the good man support my country. You see me? So outright, Jamaica is my team on the international stage, and that's been like for a couple years now, close to 10 years. Because when you're young, you don't really understand like Jamaica, like the football team and the history when you're young. So you just like you see the Brazil of the world and you see the France and the Argentina, so you support them. But me have to look at myself when I get old and say, no man, Jamaica, I support, brother. Jamaica, who could I get better 10-0, brother? I still support my country. You get me? I say, him say, Gunners agree, you will catch pressure soon on this one. So, yeah, man, Jamaica, my team. So, Steve McClaren, brother, I am not pleased with the appointment because I think Steve McClaren, despite him winning the Dutch League and having a successful tenure with Middlesbrough, I just think Steve McClaren is mediocre. And you see that in his track record with different teams being sacked from these different teams. And Danny Dredd, big up yourself, because on Ryan's show last time, me Danny Dredd said something interesting when he said, you go do research and the man them over England, like YouTubers, them say they're not really pleased with Steve McClaren. I'm say, yo, I go up on YouTube and see if Danny Dredd tell lie, which me never think he might tell lie, but I say, obviously them video that would have been hard for dig up. I get me, I say, Dicanio, because like him last major job would have been like couple like years ago, like, you know, the Newcastle was like what, over like 5 years ago or something like so. So I'm go up on the YouTube people and, you know, I listen to what other respective YouTubers had to say, and I found this clip from Newcastle fans when Steve McClaren went back to Derby, and I just want to play a couple seconds of the clip so you guys can hear what the Newcastle fans had to say about Steve McClaren returning back to Derby just a couple years ago. So let me just play it for you guys.
Steve McClaren's back in football.
Yes.
How do you think he's going to do?
Shocking. I got kids. Can't say.
Rubbish.
Well, if he's got a chance, so that.
I mean, I think it's very odd that Derby have got him again. That's strange.
I don't know how he keeps a job, to be honest.
I think he's deluded. He can't manage a football team.
Attacking the quarterback, I don't know what to think of.
Well, it's not done very good in the past, so we'll find out, I guess.
Oh, really terrible. You would have thought he'd been found out by now.
Really?
I don't know what they're thinking of bringing him back. That's their lookout.
I think he might do well at Derby, but he didn't do well for us. He just didn't have one particularly the Newcastle manager.
Never done that for Newcastle. He's never done anything for any club.
I mean, to be fair, he won the Carling Cup back in 2004.
Well, I wish him luck.
Yeah, so, you know, those were the Newcastle fans just a couple of years ago. This is a Rangers fan when Steve McClaren, he was linked with the job. In the comment section, you know, some folks were saying that they don't want Steve McClaren. He's not good enough for the job. Somebody said not only did he relegate Newcastle, he relegated Newcastle after spending 80 million. Somebody said, I would be disgusted if he gets the job. Somebody said, yeah, the comment there. I think there were some other comments, you know. Nice, and I read that. If he gets appointed, I'm gonna feel like crying. Somebody said this was like 6 years ago. Somebody said I don't want him to be manager. He's terrible. Great video. Somebody said McLaren would be the most banter years appointment ever. Somebody said whatever happened.
Them get it.
Yeah.
Them are killing that comments in a dog.
And let me see. Me even pull up an article as well, people, with Steve McClaren. Steve McClaren would be a terrible hire for Leeds United. This was like a couple years ago. Somebody said why Steve McClaren would be foolish to be tempted by Ajax job. Somebody said Eric Ten Hag helped Steve McClaren get career back on track after England Euros disgrace. And just a few more articles. I mean, to me, it's just an underwhelming appointment. But we have double on stream. Double, big up yourself.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
Good.
Yeah, so what I'm asking, guys, by showing all of those comments, right? What are you alluding to?
Let me just address this comment. Sean Sutherland, if you think I bad mind Steve McClaren, then I bad mind him actually.
No, you're not bad mind. No,
I'm just address Sean Sutherland. Now, repeat the question, double.
By showing all of those videos, right? What are you saying not in as many words?
In as many words?
Not in as many words. Like, what's your point?
My point is he's a mediocre manager.
Okay, mediocre. So mediocre manager, coach, England. Okay, there's a lot of way to define.
I mean, Gareth Southgate is a mediocre manager.
Wow.
He was a mediocre manager when he was appointed. He failed with which club did fail with Dicanio? Middlesbrough. Or not
manager.
All right, so mediocre. All right, so let me say this, right?
Yeah.
Rich, all right, a big house in America is different from a big house in Jamaica, right? So if a man live in a $1 million US house in Jamaica, is one of the best houses in Jamaica, right? But you have to live in a $15 to $20 million house, live in one of the biggest. So you have to know of a terms thing. When you say a big man is not a big manager, comparing to Pep, Klopp, that's what you're saying? Or comparing to Jamaica standard?
Compare him to Jamaica standard. My last the Bob.
Basically,
Bro,
what I'm
you
saying,
we are do, brother?
You got you the Bob.
Brother, I was just going to do layout.
Now I think Mr. Speed on the stream.
Yeah. Mr. Speed, brother, what you do? You're blind.
Oh, sorry.
Look at you, dad. I've got
Go through the
you.
Bob.
what I'm
Go
saying,
through.
the man is a world-class manager, but Jamaica can't afford manager in the color and in the caliber of Klopp or Pep or Ancelotti or anybody like that. But me think he value for our money, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
I agree. With double. Presser, your mind screwed, bro. You have to think realistically. I know we have a whole lot of high expectations for Jamaica, but I keep on asking you this question: who could we pull? Who was a better appointment? You keep on saying we need to do this or we need to do that, but you need to start make statements instead of asking questions.
Yeah,
if there's something you don't agree with, or if you think we could have done better, you can't just appoint out and ask questions or do this. Who do you think they should have appointed? Who do you think they realistically could have appointed?
No,
and you can't
hold on.
Hold on. I'm still make your answer. Hold on. I'm still make your answer. I won't finish your point. Now, based on the experience that he's had, I agree with you that he is a failure at the international level, right? But that was in 2008. And I did mention it in my video as well that I made about his appointment. That was in 2008. Ever since then, he has had a whole lot more coaching jobs, opportunities, chances. Up to the other day, where he was assistant coach for Manchester United. Now with all of that experience that he has gathered, he himself admitted that he wasn't ready for the England job at the time when he got the England job. You have said it before, so anybody will come calling for England, especially not like a man like Klopp or anybody else, but anybody else that is an upcoming manager or England call, everyone have to take it. And maybe at the point he wasn't prepared for it, but ever since then he has had a whole lot of experience. The man get a whole lot of things, the man have a whole lot of knowledge, right? And don't you think, my last point, don't you think Newcastle's fans' opinions on him have something to do with the fact that they envy him or they hate him or they don't like him for his performances and his failure with England's national team? You don't think that have some form of bearing with the way how they perceive him or the way how they see him in England? Go through.
Where ask the German fans when he failed with Wolfsburg? We ask the England fans who support different respective teams that called him quote unquote a Wally with a Brolly. The man that failed to qualify for the 2008 Euros with the golden generation.
I just said that.
It's not only, it don't narrow it down to only Newcastle fans. He has been at multiple clubs and he has failed with those clubs. The fact of the matter is, when you look at
as a head coach,
when you ask me,
multiple clubs as a head coach and fail at them.
Derby got sacked.
Mourinho failed at multiple clubs too.
Yeah, but you cannot class Mourinho with Steve McClaren.
All right. So why you trying to class England with Jamaica?
Hold on now. I am not comparing England to Jamaica. When did I compare England and Jamaica?
No,
the fact of the matter is, Mourinho has won some of the most prestigious trophies. I don't know why we're raving over Steve McClaren appointment.
Presser, all I'm saying, while winning some of the most prestigious trophy, he has failed at probably over 5 clubs.
It depends on what you call failure. He succeeded at United, especially with what he had to work with.
So can I ask you a question? So
yeah.
if he was that, yes, he succeeded, but didn't they fire him after a while?
Yeah.
Right. A lot of managers get fired. And they do good and they get fired. Okay, didn't this man I think he won the Dutch league, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So this in a simpler way, right? Not saying Jamaica is below other country, but they were saying one man trash is a next man treasure, right? And we can't afford the top manager of the world, right? But I think from the outside looking in, I think we get value for our money.
I think so too. Press, address a comment here from left, because everybody.
I'm not addressing comment now. I'm just
hold
feeling
on,
like some
just
people are
address the
trying
one
to
here.
just.
Dicanio, did he say he failed as an international coach? Bro, you know, just say that only per time that he was a failure at the international level. Just address that and make them know where say that you say, bro.
What?
Because, bro, the man literally say, you did not say that he failed as an international coach. When you said that, I've said it as well.
But me see him fail as an international coach.
Yeah, someone don't know why the man act like say, me I tell lie on you. Go through.
Listen, Dubbo. First of all, let me just tell you with Steve McClaren, right? No, they can ask me the question who I would have appointed. No, realistically, I don't know who was on the list. Miguel Coley. I wouldn't want Miguel Coley for the job. Dwight York wasn't on the list. He interviewed himself. Who else was on the list? Paul Hall, maybe? I don't know. So I can only give one opinion on somebody that I know was on the list and who is in the position as the head coach right now, which is Steve McClaren. And I'm just saying, if you look at history and if you look at his CV, I would assume that his CV would have been one of the best on the 5-man shortlist. I'm just assuming, seeing that I don't know who else was on the list. No, I give him that. I respect him for winning the Dutch League with 20. Right, he had relative success with Middlesbrough. He went to a European final, I believe. He got promoted with them as well. But if you look at his overall career as being the head of a team, it's not the best. It's nothing to write home about. I'm sorry to say it. I'm even go as far if it's a double.
But what I'm saying, Professor, right? Because they are okay. Well, we have another side of mature language you can talk crap. But today we are gonna reason as men, right? And we are going to figure this out along the way, right? All right. So, while what you're saying is certainly true, right?
Yeah.
But we can't afford anything better. And I think, so this is when I look, right? I'm going to look at the silver light, look for the silver lining behind the dark cloud, which is this, right? I think we are trying to attract the best player from England, right? And I think him being an Englishman, we have a certain amount of respect in England. The players there will relate to him more, right? And remember this, right? This is what is not common among Jamaican coaches. I never see them at a game like when England are play. Maybe like when a England player playing since Gary Southgate at the match. I watch the English player. I don't see that. So I think a coach living in England and Jamaica can guard the game them, watch the player them, get closer to the player them. And build a better team. So, is he the best coach in the world? No, but in reality, Jamaica cannot afford the best coach in the world.
No, I'm not saying Jamaica should have appointed a Jurgen Klopp, etc., etc. And as I said, I don't know who was on. I don't know the 40 coaches that applied are 1 million 40.
What yard do you say?
But the point we are hold on one double. The point we are trying to make is you can't ask these questions if you don't have at least a solution.
I'm not asking a question. I'm making a statement that is mediocre, and his track record shows that he's mediocre. Simple as that.
This is what you are doing, right? This is what you are doing. Not in as many words, right? We all are with up on the ship, right? And the ship sail. We can't turn back, right? What the hell we are pointing out the problem with the captain for? Only thing you are gonna do now, put problem in our mind. But if we go out of sea and the water get rough, make we face it. But you can't put rough sea in our mind and reach out of yet.
Listen.
I
am not putting doubt in anyone's mind. The same information I research, fans can also research as well, which I know that the Reggae Boyz fans will do the extensive research on this guy. So like some vibes that influence people.
No. Come on, make we be realistic. What you highlight and what you say is where you agree with, right? Yeah. And it's okay to have your opinion, you know. Me just assure you otherwise. Me not think now at the time we really.
No, listen, Double, I think it's the right time. I think every day it's open season to analyze a manager as well as to criticize a manager, because that is what football is. You know, I remember a couple years ago.
I don't think you're criticizing the manager. You're criticizing the appointment. And that is where
I said analyze and criticize. I say it's open. It's always open season to either criticize or analyze a manager. In this case,
you can't criticize somebody when you do a job.
I'm not criticizing. If I'm criticizing him, hold on. I did not narrow it down to criticize him for anything with Jamaica, because obviously the team not play football as yet. I'm analyzing Steve McClaren for his previous positions with different clubs and the shortcomings of Steve McClaren.
Yeah, and you're saying that the appointment was mediocre, which means you're not happy with the appointment. Is that so?
Yes.
All right, so that's what the question that Double is coming on to say. If you're not happy with it, you have to at least post somebody else where you would think would have been a better candidate. And he's saying what everyone is saying in the comment section. What Double is saying is that based on what we have to offer, what we can give to people out here, this is the best solution. And if you don't think that this is if you don't think that this is the best solution, then you have to at least can give a name. And he asks you to give a name. And you say you don't know. So what is the point?
I could give a name, but it would be unrealistic in terms of I don't know if we have the money for pay him.
Exactly. So that means that if we don't have the money for pay them, it is unrealistic. It can't be done. So you have to settle with what can be done.
So let me ask you a question.
You get why you're seeing food to the
So let me ask you a question.
comments.
If Jamaica went on to appoint somebody worse than Steve McClaren, right? In terms of my track record, etc., just because we don't know them replacement, me not say nothing about the coach.
No,
That's
yeah,
what
say,
you're
All right, so presser. This is what we answer, right? I'm gonna go up your
saying. Make your last one. We have a next call online.
All right. So him not can come in and say what I must say. I must say about
No man, like be 1-1-1.
All right. So when me I say this, right? The ship has sailed, right? We could just work with the captain and until further notice, right? Wait till a ball kick and before we criticize. But we are if like what we are do is this, right? Me gather you have be Monday morning quarterback before the game even play. That me I gather. I mean just give him a fair deal and make the catching come before they hang him. Cause you hang him and you not catch him.
No, me never. I bash the appointment because I think he's mediocre, right? But me not banish him. If he say, oh, me not gonna give him a chance. I'm just saying, in the initial stages of the appointment, I'm not pleased. That's all I'm saying, based on his track record.
All right,
but still you can't give a name. All right, move on.
All right, big up, Bob.
James, you there, Bob? Big up yourself, Bob.
Yeah,
James, you there on? Give 5 seconds to reply because a long time you're there, you might do me anybody that
Jim.
Nandes,
Yeah.
you there? Big up. What you have to say, my bro?
Realize Presser is so negative. He's so negative.
Let me ask you a
Bro,
question. Let me ask you a question.
No, let me talk. Let me talk.
The call at no?
Let me talk.
What you Nandes?
Listen to me. Yes, Steve McClaren track record might not be so good or whatever. However, you have to put expectation of each of these teams and Jamaica, bro. We are not England. We are not Newcastle. Newcastle regard themselves as a big club in England, and them rightly so can say so, bro. England is a big team, bro. The expectations are very high there. We are basically like a mid-table team, bro. So we can't expect it. We are gonna just go out and just get some big appointment, bro. Like who they are gonna be a better appointment, bro.
Stick up in.
I don't like Stephen McClaren appointment.
Hold on,
who we are gonna get clap?
Hold on, man. Stick up in. I just want to say, I just want to ask you this question, right? Nandes, let me ask you this, Nandes. It's like my head hurt because it's like Nandes. Yeah, obviously the expectation with England, let me say this. I do not think the expectation that England has compared to Jamaica is far apart. In the sense that hold on, let me explain it.
Brother, no, you're not gonna tell the man hold on when you just disrupt the man, dog. Brother, just make him do the thing with hard and a Kishan, dog. The man come on, just allow him to talk and then you can respond.
We can't interject, brother. You know what I mean?
Hold on, 1 second. Yo, big up Elga here now. You see? Big up yourself for the super chat. Yeah, man, big up.
Brother, let me just interject, brother. There's nothing wrong with interjecting.
You don't have much more for saying,
It's not. Let me just interject quickly now, brother. Look what do you mean I interject, brother? Jandes. So let me say this, right? When we say the expectation is not far apart, in the sense that it's different, but the expectations are still high in the sense that, for one, England, their expectation is always to win a major international trophy. The last time they do it is 1966, right? So they've only done it once throughout history. Jamaica, the only time we ever qualified for a World Cup was when we played qualified in 1997 and we played in 1998. We've done it once in our history. So every time a campaign comes around, one for England to win a major international trophy, they fail. And one for Jamaica, every time we try to qualify for a major international tournament, we fail. So the expectation surrounding Jamaica and English fans, it's for two totally different things, but it is just as high. You get me? I say the only difference is that the media pressure is not as Jamaica media pressure is not in comparison to England's. You get me? I say
can never be just as high, but got you on this.
Then why Reggae Boyz fans bash every manager them get? Why English fans bash every manager them get if them not succeed?
Bro, it is not just as high. Now, none to do with just bashing the manager. The pressure is not even as high as it is.
All right, got you on this.
Got you on this.
Me get what I say because from 98 we not go back a World Cup and every coach will come. That is the aim. We need to go there, but also we have to take into consideration the structure where we have. Now going to give you a clear path to say yes we can succeed because there's so many things that cause us to feel in Jamaica. One of the biggest reasons is most time when you go play one friendly, none of the big name they not available. We always go with some JPL ball and them thing there, bro. As a team, but you can't go and go World Cup and then friendly them. None of the core of the team not there. And then when a big tournament come up, every core right team there. You can't have a structure, so bro. The team can't develop, so bro. You see me? So all of them things there, bro, play a part in Jamaica always failing. You get me? With Steve McClaren now, when him just on the interview when he give, it look like he have a plan. Say, yo, we always are going to have this a steady core and players that we going to use all the time so we can build to 2026. You get me? And we can't really just, we are got sometimes in our life, everybody, when somebody hit a point, you have your pros and your cons and say, well, in week and this, in week and that. But we just can't write off a person yet because we don't know what him can give you. You see me? Big example. World Olympics, what do we think now life they're gonna lose because Kishy and Thompson have the fastest time this year. You see me? And then the man deliver. You get me? So probably Stephen McClaren track record doesn't look good as you say. But you know, probably him is the person who finally deliver for Jamaica. You get me? We just give him the time.
But nonetheless, listen up. Me never write off the money, no. All I did was point out his track record. That's all I did, and I stated that to me, he's a mediocre appointment. And Nandez, I'm glad to say the funny stream because you're a United fan, right? Let me ask you a question. If we're going to go for Steve McClaren in recent times, being the assistant manager as well as the head coach of the United team, right? The past 2 seasons, you think United was a well-coached team?
First season, last season, injuries. And the start of play was poor, but injuries play a part in my opinion.
All right, first season they look better, right? Especially after the initial first 4 games or so. But in general, you think it was a well-coached team in terms of trying to get the best out of individual players, and you think the playing style was appropriate as well?
Not necessarily.
Let me ask you this, since you want to go quiet. I want to ask you this, because you just mentioned something, I think on it deep before my about it. You just said that he's a mediocre appointment, right? Now, he's an appointment for the Reggae Boyz national team, the Jamaica Football Federation. You find it as a mediocre appointment. You don't have any other options where you say, yo, instead of this person, which is Steve McClaren, you would have get the person.
I've always said Ole.
We get that out of the way, right? Well, Ole is not in the bracket. We could afford Ole. Right? He's not in the bracket. We could not afford whatever Ole was asking for. Right? So, my question is, where you call mediocre by Jamaica standards? If you can't look at somebody where you have to say, all right, if this person come in, this would be the perfect man. How can you judge what mediocre is if you don't know who you think would be the perfect man? But can't get that because mediocrity has to be as it relates to some form of comparison. You can't just say someone mediocre if you don't have a high, a low, and a medium for judge it based off. No, if you, Kishan, do not know what that high is or cannot suggest what that high is or that perfect is for you, how can you class it as a mediocre appointment? But just can't wrap your head around it.
Mediocre in the sense that I give it to you that Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson qualified Iceland for the 2018 World Cup. Steve McClaren failed to qualify England for the 2008 Euros. So if I'm using a measuring stick or trying to draw a parallel, then I can go off Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson because for one, he was successful in qualifying a team for a major international tournament where Steve McClaren.
You're saying that Jaime Hallgrimsson is the perfect for Jamaica and Steve and McLaren isn't.
I believe if Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson was still in the position today, eventually in the future, he would qualify Jamaica for the World Cup. I believe so. No, he left the job. He was not fired. He left for whatever reason that was. And I'm just saying, if you look at Steve McClaren compared to Coach Jaime Hallgrimsson, one qualified for a major international tournament and one failed with the goal with one of the golden generations of England to qualify for the Euros, playing teams like Macedonia and some of those teams. So that's my standard. That's my parallel.
Yeah, so that was my question, So you're not gonna get around the question, but just want to answer based on what you just told me. Hallgrimsson is the perfect that you're judging him off.
Nothing is perfect, but I use
he would be the ideal type level manager that you're judging Steve McClaren's mediocrity of.
Yep.
That's what you just said, right? All right.
And the international scale.
Yes, it's only get it.
And the international scale, Nandes, who more successful on the international scale? No, Hallgrimsson. No, Hallgrimsson.
Yeah, but who else? But you can't just judge it off that.
So give the money props then.
Yeah, but you have to look on the CV of a player. Apart from that, what bro, the man do whole lot more than Hallgrimsson in his entire career. He has a whole lot more ball knowledge. He has managed a whole lot better players.
Exactly, and he has
what you mean? You can't just look how much coach qualify for World Cup from Africa. That means that they have more football knowledge than Steve McClaren. Not because they qualify for a World Cup, that means they have better ball knowledge for somebody never yet qualify for a World Cup or qualify for a major competition, brother.
I mean, you do something right in qualifying. You take a team that is less compared to a team with a golden generation like England with David Beckham and Steven Gerrard, Frank Lampard, and not qualify. So obviously you're doing something right compared to Steve McClaren.
Football ain't always black and white. But make a move on. Nandes, what else you have to say?
No, me just really do you want to touch on the point there? You get me? Me personally feel Stephen McClaren is a decent appointment. I don't forget really excited, but like why must say to me in the press conference, me can work with it and give him time for prove whatever I can. You get me? Cause me personally, me is a person give the people the rope for decide where they want to. You get me? Me not just because me never like that signing here, me never like that appointment, me I just kill it. You get me? Me give you time to do what you want to do. And when you prove to me, yeah, you're worth it or not, you're not worth it, then me make up my mind on what me I go think about it. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I agree to an extent. As me say, it's mediocre. Not an exciting acquisition. When we look on Canada appoint Jesse March, that is something that is exciting. You know what I'm saying? Jesse March track record, despite the fact that he never won a title, as far as me know, right? Him still do something good with Leipzig, him do something good with Salzburg and these respective teams. And he actually managed some players that you could call quote unquote wonderkids, Erling Haaland, right?
But wait there. Presser, you say Jesse March. You have a look on it another way too, Is Jamaica marketable like a Canada?
I think in football, Jamaica is probably more marketable than Canada.
Apart from the players in have.
Name the success for Canada. When Canada just go World Cup, now we did. Answer my question. When Canada go World Cup, now we did.
I mean quality-wise, me I thought like the country itself. Me remember Canada big country.
Apart from the players that Jamaica have, we are not that very marketable.
It's a third world country.
Name the players for
Canada call them.
Name the players for Canada. You have one player who play for Jamaica that is a West Ham legend. You have a Leon Bill down Aston Villa that had a wonderful season last year. You had a Demarger who won the Premier League with Leicester City, right? And
when them doing them go for America.
Hold on, you have Ethan Pinnacle. Hold on. You have Ethan Pinnacle, Dicanio regards as one of the best defenders in the English Premier League, as well as many other Reggae Boyz fans. You have a wonderful keeper, Andre Blake, who's a Philadelphia Union club legend. So tell me the players where Canada have in comparison to Jamaica were more marketable than our players.
They have a Champions League winner.
And who else? Give me the next one.
Hold on. No, I'm going through. They have a Champions League winner. They have a player that is playing in Ligue 1 at about 26 goals last season. They have a brilliant coach. They have a system. They have a whole lot of teams that are playing in and around. They whatever name we're playing Portugal name Eustáquio. Whether we are talking about
anything you attach Jamaica into more marketable.
Apart from Jamaica qualifying for the 98 World Cup, why does Jamaica do?
When Canada qualify for the first World Cup, we get invited to 2 Copa America. Hold on. We got invited to 2 Copa America recently. Who will beat for qualify automatically for the Copa America?
No matter what them do after. What would go there go do?
Where did Canada go?
What them go do? That if you
Alright, fair enough.
them still qualify in the day. No matter which way them qualify, them still qualify.
Nandes, make your last one, Nandes.
Yeah, we too negative on the team and the coach and the appointment. That's my thing. We have it too negative. You have to give the man the benefit I don't, give JFF the benefit I don't. Watch you know, before me left. You have looked too. Probably enough coach Reggae Boyz did want look at the Liam Bailey situation, past situation, and how the GFF behave and say, all right, I don't think I want to be a part of this organization. You get me? Jamaica have so many negative things that probably want to make all the.
It is still marketable at that, Nandes. You
Bro,
still have the likes of.
no,
Hold on.
no,
Let me ask you a question. Hold on.
No,
You still have the
wait.
likes of.
No, you love screw people points. You know, the man did not say Jamaica is not marketable. You know,
bro.
The man just said it's not as marketable as Canada.
No, you're
At the
mad,
point
man.
when Jesse
Name
Marsh
the
take
potential
over.
players we can play for Canada compared to Jamaica. Reese Nelson, Morgan Gibbs White,
Potential.
Mason
Isaac
Greenwood.
didn't could have played for Jamaica and the man say he will never. So what
I'm
is
not talking about the
potential?
man down and Newcastle, but
Press-
I'm business
press
about the man
that.
when I want to play for Jamaica. I'm not business about Isaac Hayden that either
press
bad the
that.
bad man. If you want to play for Jamaica, you have to play for Jamaica, brother. But you have many other players out there.
Potential means nothing until
As Eddie Vision said, you have 79 players. You repeatedly came on this platform and stated that Michael Ricketts said that Mason Greenwood is still interested. Rudolph Speed was on the platform recently, and Rudolph Speed stated that Mason Greenwood is closer than ever. We hear the coach recently say, I'm going to go back to England and talk to all the players. Them even go as far as say, I'm going to talk to Liam Bailey on his way to meeting with the player. Name the player that we can potentially play for Canada or bigger than the potential Reggae Boyz that we have. How Canada must be more marketable than Jamaica? I'm not man you. How Canada must be more marketable than Jamaica?
How does that transfer to a good team?
But we're not talking about team.
transfer
You're
to a
talking
good
about
team?
marketability. And Nandes
And
bring
I
it up.
did say, apart from the players, this was my point as well. Apart from the players, what is there about Jamaica that makes it marketable? Or infrastructure is poor? The
Hold on,
system
alright,
is
Nandes,
has a reputation all
Nandes.
around the world. Whether it's
Nandes,
Reggae
hold on,
Boyz or Reggae
Nandes.
Boyz for not being good.
Would you say that Canada is a first world country? Before
Nandes,
Nandes go, Dicanio, would you say that Canada is a first world country?
Yeah, they definitely are.
Hold on, answer my question, Dicanio.
Watch your side. You know,
Can you answer my question, please?
Nandes, we want to keep you on. May I go
Hold
to
on,
your so if you
Me
want
not
to
ignore Nandes. Me not ignore Nandes. Me ask you a question.
never ignore me. Just I tell you, I'm not answer a question.
Nandes, you can answer my question. Is Canada a first world country?
Yeah, Canada is definitely a first world
And
country.
would you say that Canada would have more resources to offer a coach compared to Jamaica? Yes or no?
They would.
All right. Before the appointment of Steve McClaren, right? Mr. Rudolph Speed was on the platform. And what did Mr. Speed say? He said that Jamaica is going to get somebody that no one thought we could get. As unprofessional as the Jamaica Football Federation is, right? Who would have thought that would have got Steve McClaren? Even though we say mediocre, who think we could have pulled the assistant manager of Manchester United in 100 years? Tell me. Mr. Speed even said that so many coaches apply that you think not even would have applied, bad man. Me here say Ole was actually the JFF held talks with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. As to whether or not them could afford him, that's a different conversation, right? But talks were held, or was held with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So now come tell me about the fact of the matter is, a lot of coaches still wanted to coach Jamaica over Steve McClaren.
So Ole never talked to Canada first.
Repeat?
Ole never talked to Canada before he talked to Jamaica.
No, Canada, they were interested. They never talked to him.
Exactly. Read this comment. Canada has qualified for the 2022 World Cup, which is the last World Cup. They are already at this World Cup. That obviously that's gonna make them more marketable going forward. That is the no-brainer, brother.
No one see Canada jersey sales compared to Jamaica. That more you show me. Show me that.
Man, bro, that it's just a no-brainer. We're talking about a coach.
What do
Coach
you
of
think,
business for jersey sales. Stop generalizing.
No, you use the word marketable. You use the word marketable.
Jersey sales.
You use the word marketable. No, you have to the goalpost, brother.
Coach business about jersey sales. We are talking about a position being marketable for a coach, and you have bring up jersey sales, brother. Come on.
The fact of the matter is, I think Jamaica is more marketable than Canada. Simple as that. If you ask me if Jamaica is more marketable than Canada, I mean, hold on. If you ask me if Jamaica is more marketable than the United States or Mexico, I will say no.
Well, that wasn't the point of the conversation. You don't make your point, and we are move on. You know, don't get just make your point. Why you want to bring US and Mexico unite?
How Canada more marketable than Jamaica?
Yo, watch your style now where I move on. Because he's a coach. Whenever I say the entire team, We're talking about the coach. We're not talking about the prospect, the country, the coach.
You think?
No, we were talking about the vacancy option. If somebody get presented with a Canada project and a Jamaica project, you compare the pros and the cons. Jamaica is more marketable for that coach. That's what I said. But this never have nothing to do with jersey sales. This never have nothing to do with how much money them can make. It had to do with the project itself. I rest my case. Let me go in the show now. Come after it. May I pull up the comment? I pull up enough negative comment for you. Fatal Flair say you win, pressure, move on. So we are geared the victory there. You happy? All right. Nandes, what you say? We want you wait. We don't want you debate because we have the punk of the week. We want to have a conversation around.
So I said we man.
This coming in a sense because Pep never manage an international team, so you can't ask us a question.
Move on, brother. Punk of the week, no pressure, bro.
As me say, I just think Jamaica more marketable. I not put Canada over Jamaica. Canada country. Canada country.
Yeah, so move on. You get the win, you know why you are prolong it. We give you the win.
Punk of the week, bro. Good enough sports, that's all. Anyways, people, Punk of the week this week. I know that this might disagree with this, and many other people might disagree. I selected this week's Punk of the Week, and the Punk of the Week goes to Tottenham Hotspur and Daniel Levy. And the reason as to why I give Tottenham the Punk of the Week, people, I just think it's robbery to sign Dominic Solanke for how much? £65 million?
£55 million plus add-ons. Guys, I did not agree with this Punk of the Week. But whenever I have a whole lot of options, I have a different opinion. So this is all Presser's opinion. Reggae Boyz.
Yeah, I just think it's too much money for a player that just had one good season in the Prem. And I mean, no serious club would sign Solanke for that money. You see me? Arsenal wouldn't do it, Liverpool wouldn't do it, City wouldn't do it, United wouldn't do it. I think practically if I take up them money, they could sign Dominic Solanke just off one season. I mean, a man might say we sign Zerskiff enough money, but still, these are you're at least buying for the future. What is the future of a Dominic Solanke?
Do you know? He has been improving.
He's 26, bro. He's 26.
Straight. Season up one season for 3 seasons straight. The man has been improving.
Season before last, a 9 goal, the man scoring.
The Punk of the Week, bro. Because we don't agree. Punk of the Week is not up for debate. We never have no options, and you get the option, so take your Punk of the Week. Nandes, what do you think about that, though?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, if you want somebody to come at your club and that is really in value, you have to spend it. You get me? So, me personally think it's a good signing. Like they're signing the kind of fit a Tottenham profile. Maybe too much, but me feel it's a good signing for Tottenham, honestly, in my eye.
Never say it's not a good sign, but just too much money for a mediocre player.
Yeah, but then at the end of the day, this is one thing I have to add. This signing would be like a Jack Grealish, and listen before you talk. Would be like a Jack Grealish, Declan Rice, and which other and say a Hurricane in terms of overpriced. But the reason for that, this is not about quality now, so don't come jump down and talk about quality. The reason why I compare this signing to that is the value that the player has to the selling club. The club that is selling values this player highly. The man scored 19 goals for a Bournemouth team last season. If you look at his stats, once him kick a shot more time, it will end up in our goal more often than not. He's the in-the-box presence that Spurs was missing last season. They played Son up top. They played... So everything, if you look on everything, there's a video out there with 442 posts as well. You can go watch it, Kishan, and maybe you will have a different perspective.
No, go watch it. You don't have
to watch it. But at the end of the day, everything that Spurs need, right, they are going to get from him. Remember, Sir Richards is still there. So the man, I forgot if he'll be a first. So
you think Solanke score 19 goals next season at the Prem?
I don't know. But I'm not going to discredit his performances. When season after season for 3 years straight, he has been improving on numbers. He's 26 years old, which means that he's still not in his prime for a striker. Striker is prime at 29, right? And even though we see strikers are go over till them are 34 and him still a play at a high level. Zine? So I'm now going to look on this player that is improving season upon season. Was very instrumental to Bournemouth's whatever they call success last season, right? And if you want to come and take that player off of them books, you can't go spend the 35 million to take a player like that off of them books, bro. You have to go spend a decent amount of money, and 55 million straight plus 10 million add-ons. Well, we don't know. Suppose add-ons means if Spurs qualify for Champions League. Suppose it means they score a certain amount of goals next season. You don't know what those add-ons are. So at the end of the day, this as a package, to me, is an okay deal, bro. You have to look on everything. It's not only about what this player is worth based on what them can do with them 2 foot. Football business is it gone from that long time. The business have to do how much this player is worth to the club that is selling. Declan Rice no worth 100 million. Jack Grealish no worth 100 million. We know this. But at the end of the day, that is where you have to spend because that player has impact at that club.
The player, the best player at that club.
Carry Aston Villa. He's the talisman. Hold on, I'm going to finish. Hold on, brother. Just I'm finish now. He's the talisman. Zine, Declan Rice in carry way some in the deep block there, bro. Then captain. If you want to take them players there for the books, you have to spend out of the odds to take it off. Especially them they're on a good contract. Them this club now have to sell to you. So if you want this player, you have to spend the big.
Listen, the fact of the matter is, when Arsenal signed Declan Rice for that money, me did admire Declan Rice from me make him debut as centre back for West Ham as far as I can remember. Well, maybe not debut, but one of the first games see me now was playing as a centre back against Manchester City down by the London Stadium, right? West Ham did lose, like 2-1 or something like so. But he had a wonderful game, right? I mean, first I see the name Rice, I say, man, that last name Rice. But anyways, when Arsenal purchased Declan Rice for that money, I think it was worth it, right? When City purchased Jack Grealish, enough people question that brother for 100 million. No, me no said that is what he was worth to Aston Villa, especially with him having that in his release class, right? But than this, I'm gonna be honest. If Pep Guardiola wanted a cheaper player that is probably better than a Jack Grealish, he could have easily find him. I don't think Jack Grealish was a Pep signing. I think it was more like from the board itself. You will always have a signing that is for the manager and one that is for the club in itself. I don't think he was a Pep signing. Because the fact of the matter is Jack Grealish at Manchester City is a mediocre player.
You know, I remember the football now, bro. The reason why they're signing so much money is because he's not. But let me tell you where you go wrong, dog. You should not say that he was a club signing and not a Pep signing. Like, you forget what they needed in that specific time when them signed Jack Grealish, brother.
How Jack Grealish changed Manchester City? How Jack Grealish changed Manchester City? Tell me.
Bro, come on, dog. Jack Grealish, apart from the stats, like a stats alone you watch, bro. Jack Grealish had a very instrumental season apart from stats. And his influence on the season was seen by Pep.
His second season. I think him that this is going to be in fourth season.
Pressure is actually the punk of the week.
Hold on. I think this is going to be Grealish's fourth season. His second season was his best season, right? His first season, never good. Last season, never good as well. So really and truly, how good of a signing is Jack Grealish for
him getting the Champions League?
Anyways,
Grealish downfall contribute by Pep, honestly, because of Pep limiting X factor about him, because Pep play a robotics type of football. So that Grealish is not that type of player. Pep make Grealish look. So if Grealish was at Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, would I see Grealish from Aston?
Remember, say Grealish was a transition player, you know?
And City have always have a ball. So that now Grealish not really good with that. You get me? A Pep fault make Grealish look,
brother. The fact of the matter is, just like Calvin Phillips, I two with that ball for Manchester City. Simple as that. Two with that ball. Calvin Phillips are the next big that too. But anyways, people, we'll come to the end of it. Jack Grealish, remember Jack Grealish get punk of the week. Him get punk of the week. Jack Grealish go out in England and endanger people like people. Drunk and drive and get him license suspended. So that's the next punk of the week.
I get it still, you know. I know what I should get it.
No, we give Lyles already now.
He could get again.
He then still stick to football.
Alright, so how Doku, as Fatal Philly make a good point, Doku can take the ball and actually...
Yeah, that's different, bro. Doku is an explosive player. Jack Grealish is a man more. Let me tell you, the reason why them did sign him at the time is, you notice City switch over to like a more, them not as attacking as they were in the past. That's one. And them have a whole lot of big folks around the back now. So the reason for that Jack Grealish signing was to have somebody out there that has, first of all, him have a good work rate, him have ball retention. And one of the key things as well is he won a whole lot of fouls in that second, in the high up in the stats as it relates to winning fouls in the final third.
Yeah.
Right? And it was evident as well at that time when them signed him. When I talk about second season, third season, fourth season, it was evident at the time that is the type of player that Pep was looking for. Zine, and that is the reason why them signed Jack Grealish. Remember, this wasn't a negotiation, you know. His release clause was 100 mil. So I like say I negotiate 100 mil. That was his release clause. So if them did want him, then they just have to spend.
Let me ask this question. When Manchester City signed Jack Grealish, when City even let go of Sterling, you think City would have to let go of Sterling? Really and truly. City would have still been dominating England with anybody else for them would have buy other than Jack
want to
Grealish.
leave, and Pep is known for someone. If you want to leave, him not going to let him.
I agree, but I'm just saying, don't make it out to be like Jack Grealish was this hunted down signing by Pep and Manchester City as if like at the next
But if somebody let him have to replace them, Kishan, dog.
But I just think you're not worth it.
Why not? You have to replace him.
Nandes, the funny thing is, Nandes, if United did sign Jack Grealish for so much money and him stays so now, would I get beaten left, right, and center? But
that is United. You can't compare United situation with City situation now. City was already a well-oiled machine. Them can spend money, and if it not work, them still a win. Them win last season.
That's the thing with Manchester.
Spends a amount of money on a player, and them not succeed. Of course, you have a cause eruption. You see, say comparisons them now match up now, bro.
Yeah. But me say, me always say to come, Mr. Grealish that's last year. I mean, I say Grealish and Anthony have said stats, you know, but nobody really care about Grealish, bro, because City is winning. Again, your team is winning, and I don't care what underperform. But if your team is losing, you go find every single body when I perform.
Exactly. I'm my last point. The thing with Grealish, though, he might draw enough fouls in the final third, but in true Thai fashion, from AFTV, he's a cheat. Every time he get touched easily, he can go down. He's an absolute cheat. And I hope City get relegated. But big up on the slave, people. I'm going to give you the outro. Bless up to everyone. We're back here tomorrow again. Hope everyone have a productive weekend. God bless. And Gaza, a joke.